I've made 4 videos about shooting games on Steam, but none about shooters on Itchio. It's time for the Itchio revolution.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Here are the top 10 free shooters on Itchio you don't know about. Ultra Kill Prelude is an extremely fast-paced FPS that's inspired by old-school shooters and action games. The movement is insane and feels flawless to control. You move very fast by default and then have dash charges on a cooldown as well as a jump, which allows for a lot of freeform movement. It really nails that hectic style of combat of constantly moving while jumping and dodging around the combat arenas as your eyes water. The different enemy types incentivize fast-paced movement as some chase you down while others shoot you, so you're constantly dodging a variety of projectiles and oncoming enemies. You don't reload your guns or pick up health as you have unlimited ammo and health is regained from killing enemies up close. The 3 different weapons in the game serve different purposes and have an alternate fire mode that comes in handy during specific circumstances. There's a few boss fights as well that are well designed and learning patterns is necessary, all while strafing around to shoot them. If you're looking for a very fast-paced shooter with exceptional movement and gunplay, then I recommend Ultra Kill Prelude. The Super 1-1 Challenge is a first-person interpretation of level 1-1 from Super Mario Bros. Remade in 3D. You have an upgradable plunger gun which you shoot at the Goombas. The power-ups found in blocks upgrade your gun's shooting distance and allow you to take an extra hit. You can vary the height of your jump and dash for speedy movement. The game overall is insanely easy, and the only times I died was because I misjudged a jump. Stupid! The goal, apart from reaching the flag at the end of the level, is to find the 8 red coins hidden around, which were a fun challenge to find. If you're looking for a short but inspired first-person Mario-esque game, then I recommend the Super 1-1 Challenge. Ivor is a fast-paced old-school FPS set in a Norse-inspired world. There's 3 enemy types in the game, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they pair together nicely in conjunction with the new weapons you get along the way. There's these axe dudes that run at you, wizards who teleport around and shoot you from afar, and trolls that shoot an explosive rock out of their stomach that deals massive damage but causes them to fall. You start with just axes, but gradually find a shotgun, long-range crossbow, and a cannon that all excel in different situations. Around the gorgeous environments, there are ammo and health pickups which incentivize movement and exploration. If you're looking for a Doom-style game with a Norse aesthetic, then I recommend Ivor. Super Hotline Miami Deluxe is a top-down version of Superhot's time-only moves when you do mechanic. Just like Hotline Miami, you shoot your way through rooms until all of the enemies are dead. There are a few different weapon types like a pistol, shotgun, and machine gun. If you run out of ammo, you have to throw away your old gun to get a new one. I really enjoyed the level design as you have to put your slow-mo to good use as you're getting shot at to weave through the bullets. Knowing the timing of when your gun can shoot again is the difference between life and death. If you're looking for a methodical top-down shooter all about positioning, then I recommend Super Hotline Miami Deluxe. The Ballad of Sir Gatling is an FPS where you defend a castle from waves of enemies. You fight through the waves of enemies that this giant boss guy summons to reach him. Once you stab him, you both get launched back and his next wave becomes harder. You have a Gatling gun in your right hand that's charged up over time and has a spear on it. And your left hand is your shield, which is used to block projectiles and can be comboed together with your spear attacks. There's a really good push and pull feeling of wanting to go fast to get to the boss so he doesn't spawn tons of enemies, but not too fast to take unnecessary damage. If you're looking for a polished wave-based game with excellent combat, then I recommend the Battle of Sir Gatling. Force Reboot is a fast-paced FPS with roguelike elements where you have to kill enemies to refill your constantly draining health. Because your health is constantly lowering, you have to clear the rooms of enemies as fast as possible. You can increase your speed by sliding, which both helps to save your health and dodge enemies. There are a few different enemy types, so you have to figure out which ones to prioritize to get you through the room the fastest. Every couple of rooms you choose between one of 3 power-ups that stay with you for the duration of that run. Each run is very short if you're good like me, but because of the various upgrades and desire to go faster and faster, there's a lot of replayability. If you're looking for an FPS roguelike all about going fast, then I recommend Force Reboot. Bash is an arena combat FPS inspired by Doom where you can teleport. Much like Doom, enemies drop health and ammo when they're killed. There's even a glory kill-esque mechanic where enemies will flash red when low on health and drop extra ammo if you melee kill them. You have 4 weapons you can pick from on your weapon wheel, which also slows down time while you're picking them. Every time you defeat a section of enemies, a new wave will spawn in. There's new enemy types the further you get, making the combat more and more complex. They do just stand around if you're not close to them though.
He's stupid.
Your teleport allows you to reach areas of the arena that would otherwise be out of reach, and doubles as a pseudo dash. If you're looking for a surprisingly fun simplified Doom game, then I recommend Bash. Poom is basically Doom. All of the enemies and weapons are ripped straight from Doom, but the levels are all new. If you somehow don't know what Doom is, it's a first-person shooter where you can only look left and right, but not up and down. The different enemy types keep you moving, as you have to dodge their projectiles and keep track of when they'll shoot. You go around levels looking for colored keycards that open the corresponding door, with the end goal of reaching the exit. The one flaw in this regard is that the environments all look the same, so it's pretty easy to get lost. Otherwise, the levels are well laid out with challenging combat. If you like Doom, then get Poom. Pico Hot is another Super Hot inspired game where time only moves when you do. Unlike Super Hot, Pico Hot plays and looks much more old school. The only controls are move, grab, throw, shoot, and punch, all of which are controlled with just 2 buttons and the arrow keys. Because you can't look around independently, the levels are designed to be very straightforward, literally. You take out enemies by punching, shooting, or throwing a weapon at them. It's very tactical as you have to time your movements based on when the enemy is going to shoot and calculate the trajectory of their bullets. There's only a handful of levels, though there is an endless mode that does add some replayability. If you're looking for an 8-bit shooter that takes careful planning, then I recommend Pico Hot. No Players Online is an old-school horror game where the game messes with your mind by being a little more than just a game. It's set in a capture the flag lobby that's meant for 16 players to fight online, but you're the only one in the empty server. You go to the other side of the map, capture the flag, and bring it back to your side. You're supposed to do this 3 times, but weird things start happening. The horror goes way beyond the gameplay, as reopening the game doesn't just restart it. The game remembers what you did and acts accordingly, much like Doki Doki Literature Club. I'll just say I literally can't play it again. And yes, it counts as a shooter because you can shoot the gun. If you're looking for a horror game that's not just a self-contained experience, then I recommend No More Players Online. Those were the top 10 free shooters on Itchio you didn't know about. I'll have my playlist of free Itchio games you don't know about linked in the description, as well as my videos about free shooters on Steam. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with this ongoing series.